So the Blue Box game saga continues. If you guys don't know, I've been kind of keeping up with this ever since the beginning. I wasn't the biggest channel to cover Blue Box and Abandon, but I was definitely one to cover all the entire saga. And the saga continues, and thus I shall continue. Now, I want to give a lot of credit here to Colin Moriarty, because Colin was the first one to really bridge that gap and do the interview with Hassan, where he really took him to school. He got him on several things, some of which Hassan didn't even notice at the moment, and Colin was able to get him on in terms of his lack of knowledge, seemingly on very basic development things that just exist. Okay, now this GameSpot article is awesome. I will give credit to GameSpot when credit is due. Now, normally I'm not a big fan of that website whatsoever, so it's good that they're participating in actual journalism. It's very good. I'll give them a round of applause. But no, I'm very happy they wrote this article. And the reason I bring Colin up is a lot of Colin's things that he kind of discovered were backed up in this GameSpot article. They basically confirmed, if you believe GameSpot. I guess you have to believe GameSpot sources to then believe GameSpot, to then believe Colin Moore. It's a long list, right? But it is damning information that was posted on GameSpot when you guys see this video yesterday, okay? A long article. I suggest you read it. Now, YouTube is horrible when it comes to linking things. It's gotten people in some major trouble. I'm not going to link the GameSpot article. Just look it up. GameSpot, Blue Box Game Studios. You'll find it immediately. It's a very good article. Read it through if you want all the details. I want to go over some of my personal highlights, one of which being the top secret, basically, chat room that they have. That's basically Hassan's personal fan club. I don't really know what you want to call it, but basically the rumor is, and this rumor seemingly comes from people that were inside it, or maybe still are inside it. Hassan made this group, and he vetted them. He picked people based off of, are they like yes men? Are they people that are going to back me up? Are there people that are going to tell me nice things about myself, tell me nice things about the game? And in exchange, I'll give them information on Abandon. We'll kind of like, and you know what? In a sense, I like the idea of a small-time indie dev making a group, like a Discord thing, right? And saying, hey, this is just where we're all going to chat. You know, obviously rules apply and stuff. And it's like a behind-the-scenes thing. Like I'll show you like a behind-the-scene asset. I don't know. I'll show you somebody crouching. You know, it's like I mean, that's fine. But the way Hassan does it is not fine in terms of kicking people out as soon as they raise any suspicion towards him. Again, kind of constantly surrounding himself with just yes men. At this point, I find it almost impossible. Colin's interview really pushed me this way. This article really pushed me this way. I find it next to impossible that this really still can be Silent Hill or Hideo Kojima. It's just gone too off the rails. And again, you can see it in Colin's interview with just the lack of Hassan doesn't know anything. Okay, it's evident. There's other interviews. Again, Colin, I think, is the best one. And then you have this article which, again, backs up a lot of that, and then also does their own stuff. They go through their own things in terms of, all right, well, you know, we have people that have said the first couple days, maybe it seemed like it was Silent Hill, but then after that, no cigar, like it was not going to happen. It's almost like, actually it is. I'll just call it for what it is. Hassan seems to really have just taken the excitement for a potential Silent Hill or Metal Gear thing and just ran with it. There's rumors, or there's people, insiders in the situation that had said, like, Hassan basically made a plot very similar to Metal Gear. And what he'll do, and this was what I found very interesting, this is actually very slimy. Hassan will basically, okay, to this chat room, he'll give them stuff, okay? Now, he'll be late. He'll set dates. He'll say, hey, I'm going to give this thing to you guys. I'll show you this on this day. And the day will come and go and nothing will be shown. And then when he does give it to them, sometimes they turn around and they give it to some, they leak it somewhere, Reddit, anywhere, right? And then what Hassan will do is say, oh, that wasn't Abandoned. That wasn't, I was tricking you. I was playing, or testing. That was the word he used. I was testing you to see basically where your allegiance lies. I mean, it is some crazy stuff that's going on. And look, we've talked about the scams of the past and misleading people and all that stuff. And I mean, it is a dark past that Hassan and whatever you call Blue Box Game Studios that they have had. The Kickstarter, all these games that were promised and then not delivered, his excuses for literally everything. And again, that does tick me off, right? Because it continues, and even the example I just said, right? So he gives them things, they leak it, and then he says, ha, I was testing you. That wasn't actually abandoned. You fell for the trap, and now I can't trust you, so get out. And it's like that kind of stuff, never being able to take responsibility for your ever. Now, maybe, I mean, I know it's hard to own up to one's mistakes. Trust me, I know it's hard. But I mean, to never do it, it's quite something, you know what I mean? It's nuts. There's like a 12-year-old, by the way, in that chat room, which is very scary. There's some bad stuff that goes on in that chat room in terms of like language and whatnot. Just trying to think off the top of my head some of the stuff. He was using somebody that lived in the U.S. They were going to like hold the physical copies of Abandoned for Hassan, and they were going to ship it so that Hassan didn't have to like fly to America to do it. And Hassan promised a certain amount of money, but then he backed off that money, and then it never ended up happening. He actually broke off the deal. It's just odd things. And again, I don't take back that this has been like the ride of a lifetime. Now, I've been on other rides of a lifetime. The Johnny Depp trial was a ride of a lifetime. But, this was an era that I'm proud of covering, and trust me, I still will. I'm not like saying goodbye forever. Like, I'm proud to cover this. I love talking about it. You never really see this stuff in the gaming industry like ever. Now, of course, I would rather it be a Silent Hill game. I'd rather it actually be something interesting. I don't prefer that this entire thing is literally a scam artist that is just a failure in life and doesn't do anything and just constantly gets caught and then has to kind of like hide and change things and come back. I don't really want it to be that, but if it's going to be that, it's I mean, who am I to change, the fate of this journey that we're on, right? So I don't take back that this has been fun and that not that I almost wish it happened more, but like excitement in this way, right? We don't really get excitement in this way. Now, to some people, this is just a complete joke and they don't want anything to do with it. And trust me, I get where you're coming from, okay? So, no, I mean, the GameSpot article is very good. Again, a lot of it just backs up Colin, so I want to continue to give him credit because really he deserves a ton of the credit for this. But Hassan, if you're listening, and that's the thing too, like Hassan watched, I don't know about me, maybe I'm too small, but Hassan historically, factually, has watched things, has looked. There's actually been people that have contacted me. One of them is behind one of the Reddit. I'm not going to say names or anything, but somebody's contacted me. They're behind the Reddit stuff, one of the Reddit posts of Hassan's, secret things. And Hassan will, like, go to that person and say, hey, you need to take that down. And so that does happen. So I don't know if he's doing damage control constantly. Maybe that's why he's not making his game or ever making his game. But if you're watching Hassan, you need to kind of shape up. You need to actually make a video game. I know that Abandon isn't even real. You confirmed that. The base game Abandon is not happening right now. It's actually a prologue to Abandon that you're going to charge around $10 for, and then you're going to use that money to pay for the full game. Even though that's not how this all started, I understand that's where we're at now. So I suggest you get moving, and I suggest you make a game and stop with everything else. At the same time, because of these insiders and because of all this stuff, I can't imagine. Oh, one final thing. In the article that I found very funny, he throws other people under the bus consistently. He actually throws like companies that would work with you for like art assets. He's thrown them under the bus. He actually threw Jeff Keighley under the bus, which I find to be hilarious. And Jeff Keighley kind of struck back and this was a while. I just missed it. And the article kind of summed it up. Something along the lines of like it was supposed to be at one of Jeff Keighley's things, and Hassan basically blamed Jeff. But then Jeff came back and said he asked Hassan multiple times for assets because that's what Jeff Keighley goes to developers and says, hey, do you have anything you want to show? Give them to me. And then he looks them over and they go back and forth and then he plays them. That's literally how it works. All right. So Jeff said, I did that for Hassan. He went to Hassan to ask and Hassan never did it. So conflicting stories, and who am I gonna believe? I actually really like Jeff Keighley, so I'm gonna take his side on this one. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you all on the next video.